we might have a new boxing game that might put Undisputed to shame, bro. Look, this new boxing game called Truthbound, which is a passion project currently, looks amazing, bro. We're gonna dive into it. We're gonna peep out the footage, bro. But this game looks great. It's a passion project, and I feel like we really need to support this creator because there's a lot of potential here. Let's dive in.
I spent 298 days developing a boxing game to find out if one man can compete with a AAA monolith who many believe are suppressing the quality of combat games today.
Okay, that little glimpse, yeah, that looks pretty sharp.
For the people, by the people. This is Truthbound.
Yo, I love the cinematic look, and I also love the camera angle. The camera angle is dope. Oh yeah, baby. That's it right there. Ooh, okay.
Back. Today we discussed the key
adding some more mechanics. I love the way it looks.
Truthbound. Just 10 months in, one man. We'll discuss feinting, parrying, manual blocking, 10 variations of the jab. Not to mention that this is all part of a boxing survival RPG.
Hold on. Like, bro, us walking around in the gym and he's just buying snacks. Like, he can buy things, and it probably, hopefully, that kind of hurts you if you're eating a burger. Yo, it's probably gonna hurt you to make weight or whatever. But that is dope. Us walking around in the gym is what we need. We need that, bro. That's what we've been. Man, they should have had that already in Undisputed. That's crazy.
Know who I am, which means you know exactly why I'm making this game. So support the cause. Link in the description. But first, let us address the elephant in the room. The Undisputed community is on its last legs. What a big surprise. When you continue to buy and promote mediocre games, companies...
I mean, look, I still love Undisputed. Undisputed is still the game I love playing. I understand that when people say it's on its last leg because there's just been so many issues with it, with updates. I mean, it has gotten better. It's not ever going to be fixed with the desync. Undisputed 2, I feel like is going to be the game we're looking for. But hey, if it motivated him to make another game, I'm all in. So let's go.
Fix something which they consider not broken. Many of you, sadly, are still holding on to false hopes. So first, we must understand why we keep getting misled. Truth number 1: you are a pawn of a corporate system called
one guy did all this
model. Real gamers play the likes of Tekken and Street Fighter for the challenge of learning
much respect for this
fighting systems, whereas the everyman buys Undisputed to live vicariously through their favorite fighter. That is the community's biggest downfall. These games are nothing but digital stores, created for the sole purpose of selling you fighter DLC, and the cycle never ends. Unless, of course, we understand the traps we keep falling for.
Okay, so when it comes to like the fighter DLC, like I understand that, yeah, this is a way that the companies make money, but I mean, they also have to pay these fighters, right? Like they have to pay them. Like they have to make sure that these fighters are paid, or whoever or whichever way they license them, like they have to be compensated. So why not make money off of, like, you know, these fighter packs, which I don't have a problem for, because they're not just giving us one fighter. A lot of people are asking for that, like just have one fighter that you can buy. But I like the packs. I mean, the packs have given us some great fighters, but it's not the fighters. It's not the fighters that we're paying for. I think people are complaining about. It's more about the online experience of the desync and everything. But I mean, as a fighter packs, I don't mind it, bro. I love it.
Trap number 1: motion capture is a lie. This is an 18-year-old trailer, THQ's first UFC game. Motion capture was perfect 18 years ago, but a final game could not look like this because unedited motion capture would result in a slow-paced, unresponsive game. Case in point, Undisputed's footwork looks fantastic, but it takes 2 seconds to change direction, and you often feel like you're not in control of the fighter.
Yes.
UFC 5's movement looks janky.
I have gone through that, and I've experienced this a lot more recently. I don't know if it's because I was playing on PC, I wasn't really feeling it, and it was like the day after Thanksgiving. I guess the servers just got congested. Everybody's playing during the holidays, and dude, like at least 2 or 3 days after Thanksgiving, like that delay, that 2 second, 3 second, that is real, and it was bad.
far more responsive game. Our community tend to celebrate illusions over
I love the look.
authenticity. And this
Punches
is a
look
prime
nice.
example.
Whoa.
Ragdoll physics cannot be
Ermac.
used in an online competitive game. Indie games using this feature are lying to you. AAA games do not use this for good reason. Physics are unpredictable. So even if both computers remain in sync, the results will always be different. Truthbound uses traditional proven methods used in some of the greatest combat games ever made. Why don't companies use these methods now? Because it takes time, and time is money. Movement is fully deterministic, kinematic, and responsive. It takes less than a second to change direction, whilst still maintaining fluid movement. That includes circling out at a faster pace to reposition yourself, as well as dash, slide, and slip, fully driven by kinematics. With this foundation alone, you have full control over your distance management, which is the most important aspect.
I love the camera angle, bro. This looks great, and the way that he broke that down and what works and why it doesn't work, that was perfect. This is perfect. This is like, okay, if that is true and people are not taking the time to make a game like this or they want to go the motion capture way because it's easier or whatever, then yeah, I mean, why not just take your time, make a great game? You know, if you do it one time, you're going to get so many fans that are ready for the next one. We don't care if you take more time to make the next game. We just want it to be as great as the first one. Instead of making so many mistakes in the first one, people are kind of iffy about the second. Feel me? But
of any combat game, but it goes further than that. Let's talk about hand fighting. With responsive movement, that means that punches are relatively easy to evade. You can set your punches up with feints. Feints allow you to reposition yourself, take your head off the center line, but most importantly, disrupt the rhythm of your opponent. In Truthbound, when you feint and post, you are subtly moving your feet.
That parry, and that parry was amazing, and I like how he stuck out the jab. Just go ahead and run that back real quick. On when he was doing the bag work. Look at that. That looks amazing.
To reposition
look, I hope it looks like this when we play the game, because you know when Undisputed was called I forgot what it was called, esports boxing league, right? ESBL. It didn't look like what they showed us. Like, that looked like motion capture, or they rendered that footage, and when we got the game, it didn't look like that. But this looks good.
Take your head off the center line, but most importantly, disrupt the rhythm of your opponent. In Truthbound, when you feint and post,
that parry is beautiful. Look at this.
Either keep yourself at range or find angles. These features carry weight for 3 reasons. Manual blocking means there is not an invisible force field which blocks every punch at every angle until the block health bar runs out. If someone's using the default block, I can still land the stiff jab up the middle. If your opponent is beating you with the jab, you can utilize the tight guard. But that
my goodness, that's perfect. That is a beautiful mechanic, bro. Yes, that is true. Bro, what? I love that, bro. I love that.
Hooks. However,
cross guard, tight guard with a cross guard.
Because it's so easy to step in and out of range. Let's talk about non-tracking punches. In layman's terms, punches do not track you like homing missiles. Your opponent will rotate to face you, but it isn't instant. And that is why subtle footwork and shot placement count. You see, when you land a jab, you're not just hitting the head, you're hitting the frontal lobe.
Look at how many, like, those are all like where you can create these hit markers, right? He's showing us where you can do damage too. That's perfect, bro. What he just said something right now. Let me go back real quick. Let me see.
When you land a jab, you're not just hitting the head, you're hitting the frontal lobe, the chin, your opponent's nose.
I just had it.
Think of them as critical damage zones, which, just like in real boxing, act as deterrents.
Critical
if your
damage
opponent decides to fight reckless, if you walk onto a well-timed punch, it could lead to a bloody nose, restricting your airflow, which would result in faster stamina loss and slower stamina recovery rates.
That is a great
would apply to getting hit in the liver, the solar plexus. You get the drift. Now, this doesn't force you to fight patiently, but it does encourage you to fight strategically, which leads me on to a feature that
I was kind of guessing. I was like, wait, why does it look like he's gonna drop into Warzone, but he's in a jail cell. I mean, he's in a prison.
Based actions.
That was cool. That was the next touch. We gotta
the sights, the sounds, the styles.
All right, we skip
Let's
that.
start with an advanced combination. Your opponent is getting the better of you with the step-in jab. You're able to duck
Step-in
under, but
jab.
you're not close enough to throw meaningful shots. Alternatively, I attempt to shuffle left, but I'm still getting caught with the jab. And that is where position-based actions come into play. In this case, we duck under the jab, but with our head lowered, we transition to the shuffle. Note that this time, when we shuffle, our positioning is lower. Not only do we avoid the jab, but the momentum generated by the shuffle increases the damage of the rear body
output.
hook.
Yes,
We also have basic
that makes sense. That is perfect. If you're a boxer, you know that. Like when you're going to the bottom, when you're going to the body, like when you throw punches, it's like how you're moving to, you know, to generate more power. So yeah, and especially when you're kind of squatting, you know, you're gonna throw some power punches. When they tell you to kind of like, you know, bend the knees a little bit, that's when you can start generating some more power. I love that. So like when you're slipping, boom. Yeah, that's amazing.
Right, you should be able to throw a jab while still maintaining that angle. Now, none of this means that you can't be beaten by a novice. Just like in real boxing, the overhand set up by the jab always has the potential to shut your lights out. Not only that, you have the option to overcommit throwing swinging hooks, which can drain your stamina, leave you open to counters.
Ooh, knockouts look dope too.
That is just the beginning. Let us now cover the system I've enjoyed working on the most, heavily inspired by the Warriors, Bully, and Def Jam Fight for New York. I have the blueprints in place to create a story.
Yo, Def Jam Fight for New York. We're gonna get right back. Def Jam Fight for New York was dope, bro. It's instant classic. Love that game. Like I know most of you guys have played it for sure, right? So yeah, Def Jam, dope. And we're gonna get a story mode, it sounds like.
Underground ecosystem. The concept as it stands. You're an office worker who finds himself in a compromising position, which the choice is a life behind bars or a new beginning, of which it is in your hands to make the most of it. You'll start from the very bottom, fighting for food and shelter. However, once you prove yourself to be of value, you'll gain opportunities to join and represent different factions.
They had the training, they had doing exercises. That's what we do. We're just not pressing buttons and seeing like what it does. We're actually in the gym. We're hitting the reps. We're doing the heavy bag. Like that's what we want, man. In the story mode, in the career mode of Undisputed. Like I hope they look at this and they can grab some of that. Grab some ideas too. You know, it's nothing wrong with that. But this is what we are looking for. And look, fitness, neck, trap, shoulders. If you see that, like that's, I don't know if I'm probably covering it up, but on the right side of the screen, they're telling you your weight, your hunger, hydration. Oh my God, that's beautiful, bro. That's what we need.
Money, which will enable you to buy better
even have a stash,
food, access to better training equipment, as well as sleeping facilities. Your choices will affect your attributes before you go into a fight. If you end up with a broken orbital bone, that will carry with you into the next fight. Now this functionality exists, but in the shape of blueprints. Eventually, every character in this small world will have their own backstory.
Like Javante Tank Davis on the side.
Where you, tired of the state of combat games, can get involved. If you see the potential in this game, I kindly ask that you support the cause.
I will support.
Ko-fi, link in the description, so I can continue to work on the game without any distractions. And for those who support throughout the journey, we'll have a spot open for them to be an NPC in the game.
Oh, look at that customization.
What do you have to lose? Truthbound has the potential to be an online community where you and your friends can create your own factions, build and craft better facilities. Maybe you don't want to be a boxer. You can take on a different role, a trainer, a chef, a manager. I have the capabilities to create all of this, but I don't have time. A big thank you to the content creators who reacted to my first trailer. Just remember that I'm making this game for the community that you're a part of. Don't be petty. Don't forget to join the community Discord, link in the description. Let me know in the comments how you feel about the state of combat.
Guys, we need to support this guy ASAP. You guys definitely got to hit his video. You got to hit that link. You got to support this guy. Like he's trying to add to where you don't even have to be a boxer. You can be a manager. You can be a maybe even a promoter. You could be a trainer. Like think about like the games, the play style. This is gonna be like Grand Theft Auto online, but you're gonna be able to, you know, role play and be this coach, or maybe you're a really good coach, so people want to hire you in the game because you just have a great knowledge of how the game is played, or you know, you can put good fights together because you know how to make great events. Like all of this can be really, really, really good. So yo, shout out, bro. Shout out to Claimer Uncut. What's his name again? I want to make a Truthbound. Truthbound. So shout out to Truthbound, man. Amazing work, bro. Amazing work. I love it. I love it. So there you have it. Truthbound. I cannot wait for this. I'm super excited, bro. If you haven't, I'm gonna drop the link of his Patreon below in this video in the description so you guys can check it out if you guys want to support it so we can get another great boxing game. Please support this, because I'm going to support this. I'm going to put some money up for this. I want him to be able to focus on this game and get it done so we can enjoy it, so we can make greater content. The possibilities of this game, from what he talked about as being a trainer, you know, from being a manager, maybe even being a promoter in the future. Maybe we can promote our own venues. Like, you know, we have leagues in Undisputed. What if these leagues can actually be their own promoter and set these crazy venues and these crazy challenges where people can watch, and maybe not just watch the fight, but be inside the game, ringside, watching people watch the watching other players fight in the ring, at one of their cards, you know, and then they're waiting for their fight to get up next, and then they can go up in the ring and fight. I'm just saying, man, like, you know me, my brain starts running. I see how creative this direction is for this game, so I cannot wait to see what else he thinks of and what else he implements. But so far, it's amazing work. Congratulations, and I'm super hyped that a lot of other people are covering this. So I'm excited. Truthbound, I am very much looking forward to this, and I hope you guys support. One love. We out of here. Your boy J So.